Renee. Renee made it back safely. She was just here yesterday, and now she is there. How does that work? How does that even work? It's actually crazy to think about. Think about this. Like 50 years ago, actually, I don't know when planes were invented. I think planes were invented a long time ago. However, think about this. There was a time and a place where it used to take people like a season to to travel. Almost like if you think about animals, right? Animals, they literally spend months traveling to a destination to sit there for a couple months, then to take another couple months to travel back. And Renee Krause was literally here in Arizona yesterday, and now she is in Connecticut, which is on the other end of the United States. If no one knows where Connecticut is, it's not on the coast. If no one thinks that, it's close to the coast, right, Kenny? But it's over there on the east. It's the eastern side of the United States. For you Canadians, that's America. Um, it's a long ways away, but somehow she is now back in Connecticut, and she was just here, right? And technology, advancement, progress. It's crazy. It's crazy. And so that's that's like a drastic example of the advancement of transportation. And what we're doing here is we're doing the advancement of cleaning business. Okay. And so there once was a day where you had to literally go call somebody on a landline in order to make them turn into a client. There was no texting, there was no emailing, there was no Facebook. All your marketing, Jacinta might be able to relate this. Like all your marketing was like word of mouth, talking to people, newspaper. Right? There was no texting people to book cleans or having them book through Facebook Messenger. Like yesterday, as an example, Renee Krause is sitting in our house eating breakfast, and I'm in there like messaging somebody, and I booked a clean from Facebook Messenger. Like the advancement of of the cleaning business, a lot of the advancement comes through breakthroughs in other areas that people have spent their lives dedicating to, like Steve Jobs on the iPhone, right? Like he helped us make our lives so much easier. Go high level. Like somebody, I don't know who did it, but someone has spent their life creating a platform to make it easier for our business to run off. Amar with ZenMaid, right? So there's people who spend their time, their attention focusing on creating a better mousetrap for people like us who are in the cleaning business to make our jobs as easy as possible so we can get as many clients as possible, so we can become as profitable as possible, so we can do the things we want in life. And so that's what we're doing today is we're going to share with you guys how to make your cleaning businesses better, how to make progress. Okay. So without further ado, Katie, let's do this thing. All right. Can you see my screen, boys and girls? Put in the chat if you can see my screen. Say, yes, I can see your screen, Logan. Be good rule followers. Who in here wants to be a leader? Raise your hand. Who wants to be a leader? Raise your hand. Okay. If you want to be a leader, the best leaders are in fact the best followers first. There's no skipping steps. The people who try to skip steps, people are like, oh, I'm not a good rule follower. They're shitty leaders. They are the worst. They're like, I don't follow directions, and so you know what? I don't expect I expect my people to. Yeah. This is America. This is democracy. This is not a dictatorship. People don't respond well to people who don't do what they say they're going to, who want other people to do what they're not willing to do themselves. So if you guys want to be amazing leaders, by golly, be amazing followers first. Katie said this the other day. She made it like a half joke about me not being a good rule follower, and then I had to remind her. That like in different seasons of my life, like I am the best rule follower. In fact, the reason why I'm here today is because I'm an amazing rule follower. I'm amazing at being coached and taking direction and just not thinking that I'm smarter than I am, and just like believing in other people who I have a lot of respect for, and taking my own ego out of it and saying, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to follow you. I'm going to follow what they're doing. And that is where I have got to today, is by being a great follower. Now I'm in a different season where I am a leader, but it came from a very long time of being a really good follower. It doesn't mean I'm not a good follower still, but now I have both skills. So that being said, if you guys want to be great leaders, be great followers as well. So we'll start at the very top here. Sorry, I was halfway through this vision sheet. So we're going to talk about the week of 7/6 through 7/12. Okay, that's what we're talking about. This is, Kitty, what week is this in business for us? Count it. Count at the bottom. I'm asking you to count things at the bottom. Do some work. How many weeks have we been in business for? So while Kitty's figuring it out, for all you guys who are new here, we just started this cleaning business. Lori, what's up, Lori? Corey, I've seen Corey on here I think a few times. Chevion, you're new. Priority Carpet, it's been a while, but I've seen you, definitely for sure. Okay. Matt, hey, Rico, first time I've seen you on here. So for all you guys who are unfamiliar with our story, we just started this cleaning business we're going over today. And we started our first cleaning business in 2020, and somehow, some way, on accident, we grew that thing to over $100,000 a month. Last year, it made $1.1 million. We netted $250,000, and Katie spent all that damn money, and now we got no money. Dang it, Katie! She just bought all the Louis, all the Versace. She bought her massages every single day. All that money is gone. See ya, bye, gone, right? And so we're like, now we gotta start another company, right? Because Kitty she's got an appetite to spend money. So now we started a new cleaning company down in a different state, Arizona, and we started it the same way we started the first company with 0 clients, but this time we had some experience. The ultimate. Even better than clients, we had the experience. And that's about all we had, though. We thought we had a system, and by golly, we did not have a system. And so, Kitty, how long has it been since we started this cleaning business?
19 weeks.
19 freaking weeks ago. Okay, 19 weeks ago. That's 5 months. It's 5 months-ish if you guys wanted to break that down into a different, what do you call that? I don't know. Other than weeks, it's months. 5 months. Okay. And so 5 months ago, this business didn't exist, and now here we are, and this is what we're going to share with you guys. Week number 19 of what happened in this Mesa 5-star cleaning business. Let's get into it. So last week, Katie, our job ticket hours, we did 143 job ticket hours. Is that good?
Looks decent in comparison to the last week or 2 weeks before that, but not a PR.
Great. So that's really what it is, guys. It's really the numbers, and we're saying, is that good? Is it not good? It's less about them being good or not. It's just like, well, what did we do last week? Well, last week we did 114. The week before that, we did 114. The week before that, it was a PR at 146. So although not a PR, pretty dang close. Okay, so it was a good week. One of our best weeks that we've had with this new business. Average cleaner hours was 18. Number of cleaners was 8, which is a little bit skewed. And I'll share with you why that. Here's a little bit, and why that cleaner average hours is also a little bit skewed as well. But altogether, it's okay, right? Considering that our goal, you guys can look over to the very right of the sheet. You guys see the goal where it's in green. Our goal is to get 213 job ticket hours. It's to have our cleaner average hours 28, and we're supposed to have 8 cleaners. So it looks like we have 8 cleaners, but there's the big but there. And I'll share that big but with you later, okay? As we get down on this vision sheet. Which, by the way, if you guys are just seeing this for the very first time, the vision sheet is inside the masterclass. The masterclass is for free, and you guys can access to the same vision sheet, okay? So you guys can actually start tracking your data and looking like geniuses as well here. So, projected monthly revenue. So our projected monthly revenue right now, I don't know if this number is correct, but maybe it was as of on Friday. That's right. So it was 23,000. I think this morning I saw it was more like 25,000, but regardless. Projected right now to over $23,200. Our monthly revenue right now is $11,359, and last week's revenue, $7,242. Katie, what are your thoughts on that number?
That one looks like a PR.
That one is a PR. Yeah, so you can see last week, last week we did $4,000. That was a short week, and we didn't work Friday either. We took the 4th of July off and the 5th of July off. And then 2 weeks ago, we did 5,600. Week before that was a PR at 7,031 and then $6,100. So that was a PR week, which was exciting. And our goal is $9,500 a week. Okay. Revenue per clean last week was 201. Our goal is 200. So that's good. Weekly total cleans, 36. I think that's a PR. Is that a PR?
Looks like it.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And again, if you guys don't know what PR means, PR. Does anyone not know what PR is? Katie, what's a PR for everybody out there who's guessing?
Public relations.
Public relations. That's right. Or is it?
No, personal record.
Personal record. All right. Personal record is the best we've ever done, 36. So that's pretty good. Our goal is 48 cleans a week. So we're definitely closing in on that, which is cool to see. So, all right. So revenue. So current monthly revenue inside ZenMaid. So this is the amount of money we have billed inside ZenMaid, $11,359. The money that we have collected inside QuickBooks is in our bank accounts that Katie just is getting ready to spend. She's like, okay, here we go. Here's another purse. Here's another set of heels. Here's another way I can just spend the money. We have $10,985 inside there. Okay. This week's revenue. ZenMaid, 7242. QuickBooks, what was collected was 5361. Initial clean revenue versus reoccurring revenue. So last week on that $7,242, 3,000 of it was initial clean revenue, and the other $4,223 was reoccurring. That is pretty cool. And the reason why it's cool, so again, for all you guys who have been following, you've been watching me pay attention to this number. But if you guys have not been following, this is your first time on here. The reason why I like to see the difference between initial clean revenue and recurring revenue with a new business, is when you're a new business, all your money has come from new clients. And selling new clients is challenging, and you never know what you're going to get with new clients, right? It's unexpected. There's a lot of variety. There's a lot of inconsistency. There's a lot of dragons you have to get to in order to get to your princesses, which is your reoccurring clients, people who will say, I want you to come back to my home in another 2 weeks or another 4 weeks or next week, right? And so it's 4223. If we scroll back here, so now if you guys look at the very bottom of my sheet, I'm going to scroll back to different tabs. I'm going to look back at the previous week's data, okay? And we can see that last week our reoccurring was 2,000. Again, this was kind of an odd week because it was 4th of July. But the week before that was 3773. The week before that was 3735, which by the way were both good weeks. 3891. And then the week before that was 1817. So you can see like in June was like kind of the first month that we started to actually start to see some increases within our reoccurring revenue. And then now in July we finally hit. This is our another PR, which is $4,223 of reoccurring revenue, which means that these people have bought at least 2 cleans, maybe more. So I like that. It's a sign of not just a growing business, but becoming a healthier business. A healthier business is a business that relies not just on new money, but old money, right? New money make you look rich. Old money make you wealthy. Okay. So 4223. Pretty cool. Less than 7 days, we have $2,100. That's outstanding. That's why you can see this QuickBooks being less than the ZenMaid because this money hasn't been collected yet. And then greater than 7 days, we have $409. That's over 7 days. That needs to be collected. Okay. So now we're down to the marketing section of the vision sheet. So for every guys who are following along here, so many guys are new here. This is making sense so far. If it's not making sense, type in the chat if you're confused, if there's things that are not making sense, and there's amazing humans like Renee Krause in here, and who else is in here that does the vision sheet? Jacinta does it every single week. So Lucas, these people do this vision sheet every single week. I know that because I coach them every single week, so we do it together. If you guys do have questions on the vision sheet, they're people who can answer your questions. So put it in the chat. They will answer it while I keep going. The only question that is stupid is the one you don't ask, which makes you stupid because that's what this freaking question, that's what this thing is for you to ask these questions. So don't be stupid. Ask the freaking question, okay? And let people like Renee and Jacinta and Lucas, let them help you. Be smart. Let people who have what you want help you. Let me freaking help you. Dang. Dang. Okay. And by the way, all people I just mentioned, like all their businesses are over $45,000 a month. Like they got like their businesses are bigger than this business you're watching me do right here. Okay. Like they know what they're doing. Ask them questions. All right. So now let's go on to the marketing section. Everybody's favorite. Everyone's favorite. Marketing. Okay. So looks like we turned the money up last week, Eddie. We spent $335 on Google Local Services. We spent $787 on Facebook. We spent over $1,000 on marketing last week. Woo-wee. Turning it up some. Okay. We had 25 Facebook leads. We had one Facebook Messenger lead. We had 10 missed calls, 2 Google Local Services. Man, that's a terrible thing for Google Local Services. We spent $335 and got 2 leads. I got to turn that back down. Homepage, we got 3. Incoming calls, we got 3. And referrals, we had 1. So we had 45 total leads. $25 a lead, it's good, right? Anything under $20 a lead is great. So $25 is good. Sales. Let's talk about sales. Number of spots open, 7 days out. 2. That's bad. It's very, very bad. I'll share with you guys later why that's very, very bad. Outgoing calls made. You can see the difference here. Katie and I made 45. Katie made 62. As a collective, we had 25 incoming calls that were answered. Great job. 28 calls were missed. Looks like we both had 8 scheduled quote calls. We both had 5 showed. I performed 12. Katie performed 17. I closed 7. She closed 9, which is great. So we sold 16 people altogether. It's not bad. For about $4,200 in new projected revenue. It's not too bad. We can live with that. Conversion calls, we had 3 performed between the 2 of us, and 3 converted between the 3 of us for $870. Not bad as well. So I would say the sales were okay. Sales were okay. All right. So that's the sales section of the vision sheet. So again, as you guys start to see how this thing is broken down, we started at the very top. We started at, here are our goals. Here's what we're trying to do here. And we moved down to the monies. Like, here's the money. Here's the money that was collected. And then we're talking about marketing. Then we talked about sales. And now we're going to talk a little bit more about the client fulfillment. So we had 36 cleans last week. 10 of those were new clients. 26 of those were reoccurring. We currently have 40 reoccurring clients. 14 are reoccurring clients. So if you guys are new here and you're like, what is a reoccurring client versus a reoccurring client? Those are different things. For all you guys who've been on here, please educate everybody who doesn't know what the difference between reoccurring versus reoccurring is, because everybody has these in your business. And so it's nice to be able to separate the differences in those two things. Recurring cleans. Oh yeah, we had 4 new Google reviews, crushing clean discounts. I don't think this is right. I got to double check this. I think I actually just texted Ray about this. Yes, we actually have 0 correction cleans. So I think what she did, I know what she did is she took the amount of discounts that we had and she applied it up there. But I just sent her a message. Okay, so cleaner acquisition. Okay, so now we're done with client fulfillment. That's the fulfillment section of the cleaning business. So here's what we did. We cleaned this many homes. Okay, we have this many recurring clients, and we got this many Google reviews, and we had this many correction cleans / discount cleans. Okay, now let's move down to the next section, which is cleaner acquisition. Okay, before we move to cleaner acquisition, Katie, any questions that you think somebody would have based on what we've talked about to this point?
I don't think so.
Katie's too smart. I shouldn't ask that question, Katie. She's like, everybody should know how to do this, right? So it's easy when somebody teaches you how to do it, and then you do it, and then you get the results, and you see the evidence. I was like, yeah, this is easy. So that's the goal of this whole meeting for you guys, is for you guys to see somebody else do it. You guys practice it yourself, see the results, and you're like, okay, I can do this. This is actually easy. Cool. And if you guys don't not able to make that connection the first time, you try again. And also, it's also the reason why we have built a community, so you can ask questions. You can ask questions to other people who are doing this exact same thing, and so you can ask. Okay. All right. let's talk about cleaner acquisition. So cleaner acquisition, we spent $69 on an Indeed. Cleaner website applicants, we had 25. We had 25 applicants. We had 15 phone interviews. Out of those 15 interviews, we only had 2 scheduled Zoom interviews. And 2 of those Zoom interviews showed up, and none of them were hired. We had no cleaners. Actually, I think we did onboard a cleaner last week, didn't we? This should be one. We had 2 cleaners in training. So, Keziah just got onboarded today. Megan got onboarded last week, and Alyssa officially graduated last week as well. So Alyssa and Megan were both trainees last week. You can guys see this here. They were training with Jocelyn, and then this week is training with Rachel. She just did her onboarding today. What do you think about Keziah, Katie? Think she's gonna make it?
Yeah, she's dynamite. She was singing with the teacher and dancing.
What teacher? What teacher? What are you talking about?
Lainey has a teacher.
Who's Lainey?
Our daughter.
Cool. Context. People who know nothing. Yeah. Yeah, she was awesome. I really liked her. When your newest cleaner is in there dancing and singing Disney songs and making your 5-year-old laugh, I'm like, okay, this is a good sign so far. 2-week notice. 2-week notice. So Lindsay actually did give us a 2-week notice. Katie did Savannah give us a 2-week notice?
Maybe 2 minutes.
Seriously, 2 minutes. Yeah, so this is what I mean with it looks like we have 8 cleaners, which we did according to this data, but last week we lost 2. We lost 2, and 2 in the same day. And so it just happened to be that these girls were friends, and one was already on her way out, and then the other one we had no idea was on her way out, but she made it clear that she was on her way out. 2 minutes before her clean, she decided that she was no longer going to be part of the team. So big shout out to Katie for stepping up and cleaning one day, which we'll see down here. Okay. And then also we just had to rearrange the schedule quite a bit, but we figured it out. So I had one-on-ones with both Rachel and Jocelyn last week. I tried to have one-on-ones with both Lindsay and both Savannah, and they both quit before the one-on-ones. They literally both quit before the one-on-ones. So it was interesting. It's actually not interesting. I will go down. I will share with you human behavior and why it's really important for leaders to be able to confront things, because it has to get confronted one way or another. It's just how long do we wait? How long do we let things fester before we confront things is really the difference between us being able to like make quick decisions versus just like being paralyzed and sitting and waiting and procrastinating. And it's actually great advice I got from Katie, which has really helped me. What I think about a lot moving forward is, why wait? Like, just have the conversation. And so I was like, okay. So both these girls, I'm like, let's have a conversation. And they're like, I'm gonna quit. I was like, okay. No conversation needed. Bye. And so a lot of times, you like us as leaders, when you need to confront like situations with your team, you're like, we're scared about what they're gonna say or what's gonna happen. And a lot of times, like our goal as a leader is never to make decisions for people, but to present the facts, state the standards, and let them choose whether they want to be a part, whether they want to meet the standards. And if you've done a good enough job and you're consistent with your messaging, people believe you, they end up just quitting. Like, I really have to fire people because people know, I shouldn't say this. I teach people that when I say something, I follow through. I'm consistent. And so there's not a lot of testing. I shouldn't say this. In the beginning, people will always test you. They'll test you, and they'll see if you really mean what you say. And if you understand as a leader, like, your goal is to, if you say something, you follow through on it. And if you're not able to follow through on it, then you confront that, what you said, that you weren't able to live up to the expectation, you reset the expectation, and then you follow through on the new expectation. You can do that over and over again. And then once people realize that you're serious, a lot of times they're just like, okay, I don't want to be part of this. And they will just leave. because they realize that the standard is not changing for them. And so that means they have to change. And they're like, I don't really want to change. I want the standard to change. And it's funny because a lot of you guys will change the freaking standard for these people who are not even going to be in your freaking businesses in the next week or two. And you wonder why you hate your business. And it's not their fault. It's yours. Because you keep changing the standard for other people. Because you are too afraid to hold the standard for yourself. I would say it's afraid. It's either you're oblivious or you actually think you're helping people by changing the standard. You help people by holding the standard and helping them elevate their standard. That's helping people. All right. So let's get down here to cleaners. So we can see that Lindsay had 17 hours. She only worked till Wednesday. Jocelyn had 31. She's a stud. Savannah, 22. Rachel, 35. Great job, Rachel. Katie had 4. Great job, Katie, stepping up. Navy, we had a part-timer Navy step up. She had 3. Alyssa, she was in training, but her JTH did count, so 30. And then Megan was in training. Her JTH did not count, but she worked 38 hours. That's crazy, actually. As a trainee, she said she was tired. She had to work. And so, again, as we see here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see we had 8 cleaners here, but truthfully, actually, this should, yes, we had 8 cleaners who hours counted, but Navy is a contractor, and Alyssa and Megan are trainees, and then Savannah and Lindsay are no longer with us. So, truth being told, we actually only have 4 cleaners because we don't count Katie as a cleaner, although she cleaned last week. Yeah, so we actually only have 4 cleaners, which is very, 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 it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is, but we definitely ain't going to go to $40,000 a month. We're not going to get to $9,500 a week. We're not going to make 95. We're not going to do 48 cleans per week with 4 freaking cleaners. So, as Kitty kept asking me multiple times last week, you're going to hire somebody? You're going to hire somebody? You're going to hire somebody? Yes, I'm going to hire somebody.
He did not hire anybody last week.
I did not hire anybody last week. I'm hiring people this week. I'm going to talk to more people. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. Let's say here, yeah, average cleaner hours, 18. Call outs, 2. 2 of the people who quit. Interesting how that works. Revenue total hours worked was $50. Current 5-star reviews, we have 110. Great job. Good job, team. No correction claims, no canceled reoccurring clients. We got 3 new reoccurring clients. Great job, Katie. Sold, I think, Nikki and Mark. I sold Jackie. Yes, I got 1. We got 1 last week.
That was an alley-oop.
It was an alley-oop, yeah. And then for discounts, we gave away. Yeah, I wish we should have notated these better. So I think this 10% discount, these are for Google reviews. And then I'm not sure what these other discounts are for. You have any idea, Katie? 60, 52, and 42. So yeah, so that's something that I need to make sure Rhea puts those on there. If they are correction cleans or discounted cleans, put them up here. But I don't see them on there right now, so I have no idea what they are. Okay. So this is the week at hand. This is the week 7/6 through 7/12 of Mesa 5-star cleaning. Week number 19. That's month number 5. And if you look at the very top, guys, it's funny because I was like, I look back at these numbers today. I was like, dang, we actually had our best week ever. And on Thursday and Friday, Katie, did it feel like the best week ever?
No, did not.
Yeah, cleaners calling out, people quitting last second. Not even just quitting, by the way. People talking shit about talking shit. They were voicing their frustration to us directly, and then we just found out this morning from our team that they were also voicing their frustration to the rest of the team and labeling us with names like liars, greedy, and yeah. So in the moment, it definitely didn't feel like a PR week. It felt like everything's crumbling, everything's falling. And one of the things that Katie actually said last week was a reference to what happened in our first cleaning business. So if you guys have followed the story, one of the stories that I think the most connected with story I think people tell me all the time, and Katie, I'm not sure if they talk with you about this one a lot, but it's the story that you talk about when we had 6 cleaners and then 4 of them quit all at one time. And so it was a reference to that story. Katie was like, well, at least only 2 quit because we had 6 cleaners. It's like, at least only 2 quit. And then not even 10 minutes after Katie said that, our top cleaner, who's also our trainer, she sent us a message. It was like, hey guys, I really feel bad about asking this, but can I take next week off? Next Tuesday through Saturday off, or through Friday off, because I just got an opportunity to fly back home to hang out with my family, and the flights are free. And it was just like, it was so funny. I was like, well, she has no idea, by the way, what's happening, because all this stuff just happened. She had no idea. And I was like, how do you pass that up? My first response was legitimately just like, how do you pass that up? I was like, Jocelyn, like, do your thing, girl. Like, you don't have to ask for permission. Like, if you want to do it, go for it. We'll figure it out. Appreciate you for asking, right? And then she was very thankful, very grateful. She knew that we had somebody coming on training last week. She was like, whoa, what do you think about Rachel training? I was like, yeah, great. And then this morning, she obviously at our team meeting, she found out all the things that happened, and she's like, oh my God. She was like, I had no idea. I was like, and that's fine. It was not a problem of yours, Jocelyn, that you needed to take on as your problem. And it was really good. I think it was one of those moments that Ken and I talked about. I was like, it was us actually thinking about life from her perspective, not just from our perspective. So as much as we want other people to think about our perspectives on our business, we're like, think about the clients, think about the other cleaners, think about the office staff. Like, it was in that moment that it was a direct challenge for me that as we just lost 2 cleaners and we have a blistering full schedule already, I just rearranged the schedule, and then our best cleaner, our trainer, was like, hey, can I take the entire week off? Because I got free plane tickets to go back. Like, we'll figure it out, right? And figure it out, we're doing, because this is the week. So, yeah, and it was just one of those moments, like, regardless of how she took it, like Katie and I, it just gave us confidence that, like, we can figure it out. Like, last time we had 4 of the 6 cleaners happen, and Katie was like, only 2 cleaners happen, left us this time. And then, then our best cleaner left us for a week, right? Anyway, but the team rallied this morning, and they were, yeah, you could tell that they were in good spirits. They were like, it felt like our team got stronger.
Yeah, they were actually excited that these 2 individuals were gone because of the way that they exited. I guess all last week their performance in the field sucked, so the other cleaners felt the wrath of that on team clean, so they had to step up, and they were just like, I'm just grateful that we have people who want to be here.
Yeah. So, it was funny, the conversation, so my actual epiphany came from it. I was like, you know what I need? I actually need more people to hate me. I need more of those Lindsays and Savannahs, because the more people that hate me, then there's the other side of the coin, people who love me, right? Like the Jocelyn and the Rachels, like. And so ultimately, like, I don't want to be neutral. And so people on here, for example, some of you guys are brand new, and some of you guys are getting ready to make a decision. It's like, do I like this guy or do I hate this guy? I hope you make one of those 2 choices. I don't want to be neutral. I don't want somebody who's just like, yeah, it's all right. Like, you either love me or you hate me. If you love me, I can actually help you. Because I'll get you to buy in. I'll get you to do things you wouldn't normally do. I'll get you to think different thoughts that you wouldn't normally think, which is going to allow you to do different behaviors you haven't normally done, which allows you to grow a business you've never grown before. Or you can freaking hate me. You can go find somebody else who actually jives with you, which also is a positive thing. I will take the wrath of you hating me because I can handle it, for you to go find somebody who actually does connect with you. Because I just care about you getting the fucking result. I don't care if I'm the one who helps you. I really don't. I only care that you will get helped. And if I got to be the bad guy in order for you to find the person who's the best fit for you, I will play that role. And so this became no more clear on Saturday. So we did Deck in a Day with Renee. And then we got home, and I'm sure, unless you guys are living under a rock, you guys heard that the former president got shot, right? And so That's well, I'm just bringing this up as a reference. What I realized in that moment is that if you want to become president of the United States, you need half the people to hate your guts. That's the only way. The only way to become president is to have half the people absolutely fucking hate you. Okay? And so if we understand, if we take that as like as an analogy, then I just like pulled that over to my cleaning business. Like I really do. I really need half the people that come to this business to hate me. Because you know what? Half those freaking people, they're going to be what Katie and I refer to as DMFs. Now, if you never ever heard of the acronym DMF, to make sure I keep it PG-13, I'll let Katie type in the chat what a DMF is. But I'm looking for DMFs because I, as a leader, can handle people hating me because it's required in order for people to follow me. And so another good example that I thought of in the same light was Jesus. Okay. So two controversial positions, the President of the United States and Jesus, right? And if we think about the story of Jesus, like literally, dude died because people hated him. Half the people hated him, half the people loved him, right? And so if you guys actually want to grow a business that is going to do something that's transformative, okay? It's going to take you going through individuals who don't agree with your thought process. They don't agree with your views. They don't agree with the way you do business. And so I'm giving you permission right now. Okay? Actually, not permission. I'm giving you guys a different way of thinking that the signal that people are upset with you and the people are talking shit about you is a signal that you're doing the things that are required to grow a transformative business. And so if you want to continue to run, or if you want to start and keep a very low-key, quiet business that just barely gets along, that just does enough just to pay your bills, you don't need to be on this call. I can't help you with that. You don't need help with that. As human nature, you can figure that out. You don't have to be on this call. You can go do something that you want to do, like go hang out with your kids, go do something else, go watch Netflix. I don't know, whatever you like to do. But if you truly want to grow something that's transformative, that can help other people, that gets big enough that you can help a lot of people, you're going to have to go through some haters. Okay? And if we use the extreme of both the presidency and Jesus, understand this. The likelihood of somebody ever wanting to kill you for growing a veil cleaning business is very, very low. Okay? Let's just put that as a expectation. And so really the risk is very, very low because ultimately death is like the ultimate price to be paid. And so like if that is a very low risk to ever happen, then at that point it just becomes an ego thing. Like, can your ego handle people telling you you're a liar, you're greedy, you suck? You are not good to your people. Keep your greedy money. Or keep your money, you greedy bastard. Like that just becomes an ego thing, which again is very much about you. So for all you guys who right now have issues with your team, or you're scared of hurting people's feelings or holding people to the standard, just understand that like the quicker you get to your people, the people who are your followers, the faster your business is going to grow. The people who want to be there, who are willing to take a bullet for you rather than try to put a bullet in you, will be the difference between how fast your business grows. And so the only reason that me and Kate are able to start this location here in Mesa It's because we have somebody back in Bozeman who's willing to take a bullet for us. She's willing to do what it takes. She's a follower. And so the more of those people you have, we recognized that the more people we have like that on our team, the faster that we're able to continue to grow the business, continue to find more people like that, continue to help more people. And so how we can figure that out faster is just like get people to hate us and love us as quickly as possible and move on. Like cycle them out so we can be the next person in. Get them to love us or hate us, next person in. And then eventually we have enough people who just love us. And then we keep on cycling out the people who hate us. And the nice thing about this versus the presidency and Jesus is that we can kick people out who are haters, right? Like the president, he can't kick people out of America. In your business, you can kick people out. It's like you have the ultimate advantage.